When our business owner clients start thinking about their future and trying to avoid the frustrations that can come from a parent, business owner, passing away without any sort of plans in place for the business, we explain the process, the various options available to them, and some tips to avoiding family discord, promoting family harmony, and really talking through in a transparent way how to pass along a family business to the children. Now, most families have at least one challenge with the children. For example, you'll have a child that's not involved at all, or maybe not capable of being involved. Maybe a child has a disability of some sort and needs some sort of care. You might have children that don't get along well. Maybe some children that are independently wealthy, and so you don't necessarily want them to get the same portion of money as others. Sometimes children have a great variation in age, and so while one child may be in his or her teens, another child is married and CEO of your business. So there's a lot of thought that goes into putting together an estate plan or a succession plan regarding the business. The key here is to pass along the business owner's intent and goals, which includes typically some really important values. Values like family harmony, not causing fights. As you may know, fights over estates, business ownership, and property in a will can be one of the most contentious and divisive aspects in family feuds. It's one of the leading causes of family feuds besides divorce. Many business owners think, my family never got along, and so I'm going to give them the business together so they'll learn to get along. Well, if you think about that, if they can't get along now, imagine them trying to make decisions on a daily basis together. When they have conflicting interests, family difficulties, spouses who may not share the same goals and interests of all the other family members. These are complex issues, and you can avoid a lot of it by planning in advance. It doesn't have to be expensive. Often what makes sense is to sit down with a succession planning attorney for 1 hour. You pay simply for the attorney's time to explain what is the process. How do we start putting together a blueprint? What kinds of considerations should we take in our particular circumstances that will be helpful to avoid conflict? How can we minimize taxes now? That's really going to depend on the individual circumstances of each business owner. It depends on what tax bracket you're in, how your money is made. Is it made through royalty, selling a service, selling goods? Does the business own substantial real estate or possibly inventory? Or is it a very thin, small, light, flexible business? How is the goodwill going to be passed along? Is the goodwill all in the particular owner who's currently running the business? And if so, how do we transfer that to the potential future owners? There are a lot of considerations in place, and a good succession planning attorney can walk a business owner through the business issues and the family harmony issues. You'll want to have a business attorney who can speak to you in business terms, who's going to minimize the costs, think about return on investment, and also think about those intangible, emotional relationship values. Because if you think about it, once you're gone, what's most important is that the money supports the individuals and their relationships and their future harmony and happiness. If you want to schedule a meeting with our law firm, we're happy to help families and business owners who have some relationship to Minnesota. You can reach out to us at minnesotaattorney.com. I'm Aaron Hall, attorney in Minneapolis. I'm here with author Mark LeBlanc. He authored Growing Your Business, and we're talking about some of those concepts today. One of the challenges for business owners, Mark, is prospects. Attracting prospects, finding them. What advice do you have for business owners regarding that?
Well, it's true that you only have 7 to 17 seconds to get the ear of a prospect, or even when you go to somebody's website, you've got just seconds to capture their attention. And what I find in the small business world, and particularly in the marketing and selling process, is that people are shooting themselves in the foot when it comes to prospecting and attracting prospects. And I've broken down marketing and selling into 4 phases: the attraction phase, the meaningful conversation, the decision phase, and the agreement phase. But it's in the attraction phase where you make or break your, the number of prospects that you attract. And there are 3 positioning strategies. You can position yourself by your titles. I'm a consultant, I'm an attorney, I'm a graphic designer. Or you can position yourself by your services. I'm a financial advisor, and we work in the areas of estate planning, retirement planning, and tax strategy. The typical
Right.
laundry list, and I'm sure as an attorney you find that too.
Sure.
We can help people in a variety of different ways. And then the 3rd way is really to go beyond your titles and to go beyond your products or services to positioning yourself by concept. What I mean by that is, what are the outcomes of your work? What happens as a result of somebody using your products, or what happens as a result of someone engaging or utilizing your services? Quick example, when I started my company, Small Business Success, I came out positioned by my titles. Hello, I'm a consultant, I'm a speaker, I'm a business broker. No one was attracted to me in a way that he or she wanted to find out more. And then after 6 months of no business, I went to positioning by my services. And I really began to look at what are the needs of my prospects. Well, in the small business world, they need a business plan, they need a marketing plan, they need, help with financial systems, they need some human resources. And so I began to go to the marketplace and say, hey, my name is Mark, I'm a consultant, speaker, business broker. I work in the areas of business planning, financial management, selling strategies, human resources, and developing your map or marketing, advertising, and promotion. When I came out positioned by my services, and I continued on the path of no business until a real defining moment for me, and it was almost by accident. I stood up at a networking meeting one day and said, my name is Mark LeBlanc, and I run a company called Small Business Success. And I work with people who want to start a business and small business owners who want to grow their business. And that is what I call a defining statement, a 1-sentence response to the question, what do you do? But it's not title focused, it's not service focused, it's outcome focused.
So is it that you're describing your target market based on their needs?
On their wants.
Okay.
My definition of marketing is position what a prospect needs in a way they want it. 8 out of 10 people who have a job have the dream of starting their own business. And I don't know what recent counts are, but not long ago there were 23 million small business owners in America, and not counting a lot of independent professionals. And for the most part, when they put their head on their pillow at night, they want to grow that business.
Sure. So we could say we are business attorneys, or we could say we work with business owners in contracts, intellectual property, employment law, and litigation involving those. But what I'm hearing you say is take it a step further. And I'm trying to apply that in our environment here. It sounds like what you're saying is we work with business owners who are trying to avoid costly legal problems and compliance issues and get out of the ones that they're already in.
Well, I think you're very quickly on track. But it's with so many different and varied services, it's very challenging to come up with a defining statement that covers all of them. So you might want to step back and look at it service by service, because different attorneys will have a different focus.
Sure. So you have your employment law attorneys who are helping business owners avoid issues with problem employees and
hire the right people.
Right.
Okay, that's the dream.
Right.
With intellectual property, there are a number of dreams there.
Sure.
We work with entrepreneurs, that have ideas that want to protect and preserve, their ideas and leverage their intellectual expertise.
That's excellent.
So that's a pretty quick.
Yeah.
You're
no,
a pretty quick study.
Well, and this is a concept that causes you to get outside of your profession and have a more objective view, which frankly can be very difficult for the person who's actually doing the work. You provide consulting services, you help people craft these messages by identifying what are you really doing. How can people contact you?
They can contact me through my website, smallbusinesssuccess.com or markleblanc.com.
And some of these concepts are in growing your business?
They are. A little book that can make a big difference in your business.
Thank you, Mark.